What's up guys, it's Devin and welcome back to another PC building simulator video. Last time, we had a really annoying job. I hated it, you guys probably hated it, or hated watching it. And hopefully today we have a little bit on the easier side jobs because last week's schedule was terrible. We had a stupid 3D mark score thing that we had to hit within a certain budget. We went a little tiny bit over budget and we got a 5-star rating anyway. So knowing that now, if I go a tiny bit over budget, I'm not going to be inclined to worry too much about it because of the fact that that's what happened last time. Today apparently we only have one job. And it's looking like all we gotta do is replace a card, if I'm not correct. So all we gotta do is replace a graphics card. That's literally our job for the day. This is wonderful. This is a great start to day one. All we gotta do is take this card out, and I'm gonna unscrew everything. I'm gonna grab the card, and we're just gonna put the new one in. We're gonna be gaming, guys. We're gonna be awesome at this. So we just gotta grab the new one, we'll put that in, we'll screw it in, we'll plug it in. Wow, actually I love the red theme, the red and black theme. This case is actually pretty awesome. You got red RAM, you got different DIMM slots for it alternates black and red. You got black and red graphics card. You got a black and red motherboard. You got a black and red case. This is awesome. While I'm here, I am also going to real quickly just plug in the USB drive, and we're going to run for viruses. I don't remember or not if they said they needed it or not, but you know, it can't hurt. It can't hurt to check. So we're going to go ahead and run a virus scan, and we're going to go ahead and also, while we're waiting for that to install, we're just going to close up this case here. And we're going to go ahead and restart. We're not going to have to worry about dusting anything out because it's not dusty looking. It's actually fairly clean. All we have to worry about, actually, before we get into it, I'm going to go ahead and open up our BIOS real quick. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, well, apparently it didn't matter because I think the RAM is 2400 anyway. But we're always going to make sure we have XMP turned on because it'll make your RAM run at the highest speed it can. At its advertised speed. So we're gonna go ahead and run the virus scanner. We got some viruses we got to clean out. We're gonna go ahead and uninstall the virus scanner now that we've cleaned it, and we should be good to go to grab this computer. But actually, before I do, did this guy say anything about cables? Any cables at all? No. Cool. Awesome. We can put that in there, we can collect our payment, and we got ourselves 5 stars. And I lied. Apparently we do have another job where we have to make a computer with the 3D mark score of 300. So we're gonna have to buy some pretty beefy parts here. We might be going over a little bit. What's the budget here? Oh, okay, there is no budget. It's the final reward for 4th. This is that stupid guy that won't pay me until all the jobs have been completed. That's so annoying. Okay, well, as always, we can cheap out on the case because this case does wonders. We're gonna go ahead and buy, we'll buy a 400, because, nah, we'll buy a 550. I know it's non-modular and it's going to look ugly, but it's there. It says we already have 2 in our inventory, but I'm pretty sure those are both broken. We're going to go ahead and buy a solid state because you can't go wrong with a solid state. That one's 60 gigs. That might be cheaper, but it runs tight, but I guess it really is not going to make much of a difference. So we're going to go ahead and buy the cheaper one with 60 gigs on it, because I don't think the actual storage capacity is going to matter the 3D bench score. So we need a benchmark of 3000. Let's buy a 974 gig golden edition, because that runs nice. I don't know what I was doing there. That was kind of stupid. We'll grab ourselves some, you know what? We'll grab 2 4 gig sticks of 2400 megahertz to run in dual channel memory, and then we can cheap out on the motherboard because we don't have RAM that goes up to that speed anyway. And then we're gonna buy a decent, you know what? We'll buy a decent cooler this time around. Where's a nice cheap cooler we can get? The cheapest bigger one that will support the board is this M9i, which is the same as the M9A, but its I stands for Intel and A stands for AMD. So we'll do that. And we'll buy this guy a decent CPU too. Right? Why not? We'll buy him a 6700K, and that will give us a total of 920. And we'll make it for next day too, because I can save money that way. But after that, I'm going under right now. Well, I'm over right now, but by the time I buy parts for these guys, I'm gonna be under. So Timbo still wants $5,000 for the part of the shop. That's fine. We're not going about that right now. We have nowhere near. This guy's just thanking us for the fixes. This guy's just thanking us for the fixes. Oh, wait, what the? Alternate repair, sir. Hello! I gotta read this because it... I'm dying on the inside. The alternate repair service, it's a question mark, but I don't know, like they want me to do something, but at the same time it's not telling me to accept it. Hello, I'm having problems with my computer as I use it to organize meetings for my local Woodsy Alliance group, and to share my thoughts on Roller. It is very important that it be returned to working order. However, as a great believer in natural healing processes and the power of positive energy, I would first like you to conduct an alternate repair session. This requires you to dim the lights in your workshop, light some candles, and fully relax. That's hard to do in an environment like this, my dude. You don't have to wear clothes if you... What? What is this? As you relax, focus on your thoughts on my computer and channel your energy flow to unmask and repair any damaged components. The following mantra may help to guide you. Rapa makamputa. That's basically just saying, repair my computer. That's funny. That's wonderful. Alright, well, have fun with that, Hazel. You take care of that. Foiled once again. What do you want now? A hard drive again? Didn't we just replace this? Fine, we'll buy you a flippin' hard drive. Except, you need something fixed. A motherboard and a hard drive. You want a terabyte Barracuda and a H770 MTech Plus, meaning we want the better one. We want that one there, and we need the terabyte Seagate. So we'll buy those for next day. We'll hit OK. We're now under. That's great. And this guy wants a motherboard. He's got a A320M MTech Plus, so we'll go ahead and grab one of those. We'll hit next that. We'll accept that. This guy, I'm not doing 3D mark. Screw the 3D mark scores. I did that last time. It didn't work out in my favor. No thank you. Alright, and this is just Megacorp being like, hey, you're overdrawn. But as long as we don't go over $1,000 over in debt, then we're not going to get overdraft fees. So thank God for that. But yes, all these should give us some decent money. We're going to go ahead and turn the computer off, turn the light off, and that is the day complete. I am also real quickly, because I know we're getting the parts tomorrow, I'm just going to put the sticky note there ahead of time. Alright, we're going to end the day. Day 2. We're going to go ahead and turn the light back on. We're going to grab our stuffs. We're going to have the basic case. I think I'm going to do the PC here first, just because I have a feeling that... Excuse me, I have a feeling that this is going to be a pretty solid, easy build. I'm pretty sure we got this down no problem. So we'll go ahead and put our standoffs in. This is annoying. I really hate having to do the standoff separately. My microphone just fell. That's great. Stay up there. In a real life build, if you buy a case, more times than not, they've got standoffs pre-installed already. So you don't have to worry about that. I mean, you can technically install your own standoffs if you want, but like, at the same time, why bother? They're already in the case. So, like, some more times than not, it's like, you know, this game is very inaccurate when it comes to that, because it makes you have to do the standoffs. It just gives you more work to do that's just unnecessary, in my opinion. So, we'll grab our 6700K, we'll put that in there. We'll go ahead and close that up with our cooler. The cooler is actually blocking one of the dims, I think, a little tiny. No, maybe not. Okay, well, we'll worry about that when we get to that. But the dims are not going to matter anyway, because we're going to put those on the other side anyway. We're going to take these two sticks and we're just going to open up these two sections, and we're going to install these first. I think most boards want you to do it in the other way around, like the other DIMMs first in that channel. But this works completely fine. As long as there's not an actual like problem with the board itself, there really is no other huge differences with doing it that way, and it just gives the cooler a little more breathing room as well in the long run. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out. I think I bought a big card, so we're gonna open up 2 slots. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and plug. Actually, we need to remove the back plating here. We gotta put the power supply in. We'll put in our 550B, and we are going to plug in our SSD in the back here because we bought an SSD for it. We'll put it there. We're going to plug everything in we can. Why? Stop doing that, please. Thank you. We're going to go and plug in our SSD, plug in our graphics card. Oh my god, this is so annoying. It's like sometimes you have to like be exactly like accurate. Like sometimes like it takes 9 years. Like right there, that should totally count. The orange glow, having it over the orange glow should definitely count. It just gives you a little more, or a little less thing to work with. So I think that's good. All I gotta do is plug in or close up the I/O panel, not the I/O, the PCI panel, and this is a complete computer. All we gotta do is put things back together, plug in a USB drive, and make sure it runs properly. And on top of that, we also gotta make sure that, of course, it gets the 3D Mark score that is requested. Because if not, I might literally bash my face in. So we're gonna go ahead and run 3D Mark, and I'll be back with you guys in just a few short moments. While that's doing its thing too, I might as well get started on replacing some of the easier jobs here, like the hard drive. Like all we gotta do is replace this hard drive and reinstall a thing. Which one is that? That's the 500. All right. Apparently, I also did have a terabyte over here already, so I just bought an extra terabyte that I didn't need to sell. So that's always fun. We'll sell the broken stuff because I don't want to keep that taking up space in the inventory. I want to make sure I know what I have and what I don't. I'm also going to sell used stuff too, because I'm not going to sell used stuff I'm not going to put used components in people's rigs. I just don't do that. But we can go ahead and plug this in, and we're going to have to wait for that 3D Mark score to be done because I only have the one USB at the moment. But we can, at the very least, there's no dust in here, so all you gotta do is put that. And I'm pretty sure it's one of those. Yeah, it's Bruce. So we don't have to worry about doing any sort of cleaning or dusting. It's simply just, hey, replace my hard drive and we're good. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for this. This should be almost done by now. So. All right, well, we blew that out of the park, didn't we? we got 5367, which is well over the 3,000 that we needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off, and we should be able to collect our payment from this. This guy should definitely be happy about his computer, so that's fine. We got some new parts. We got some 3,000 megahertz RAM, which is great. That means we can start working towards getting faster RAM and stuff, you know. I mean, realistically, people aren't going to care about what speed it is. They just want to make sure there's a certain amount in there. More people than not will say, I want 16 gigs, but you can get them 16 gigs of like 2133 RAM and have no problem whatsoever. So we'll worry about that when the time comes. I'm going to get rid of this already because I just saw that. Okay, that, going away with that. Okay. This guy's thanking me for the stuff from yesterday. This guy needs a motherboard. That guy needs a hard drive and a motherboard. This guy I already did the hard drive for. So we should be able to just oh, you know what? I'm being an idiot. I'm being a huge idiot. I still gotta plug in the stupid USB drive and actually install an OS. My microphone I need to buy a new boom arm. This boom arm is actually like not doing good. Like my boom arm keeps falling, and I have no idea what's causing it. go and replace the motherboard. It's a A320M, so the painful task of replacing a motherboard, unfortunately, is that you literally have to remove just about every single component in the case. I don't have to do the SSD though, because the SSD is not actually on the board itself. It's not like it's an M.2 or anything. And I don't think this board even supports M.2, so we don't have to worry about that at all. We will take the quad core though. We're going to close that back up, and we're just going to go ahead and remove this. We're going to get rid of the screws. Then it's going to take the thing off, and stupidly enough, even though I'm putting the same exact board back in the case, it's still going to make me do the stupid standoffs. I wish that the game was a little more accurate in that, because realistically, it should at least be its own separate thing, because standoffs, like if you're placing the same motherboard brand new into this case, you don't need, even for that, I mean, it's a standard HDX board. It's the same measurements for every other board. So it's like, there's no need to remove every single standoff screw to put a new board in, because now I'm just screwing in the same exact screws into the same exact spot. It's a dumb thing. But I guess it is what it is, right? And yes, I do know the case is dirty as well. So I'm going to go ahead and, before I put any other parts in, I'm going to go ahead and take care of the canned air portion of this. And I'll meet you guys back in a few seconds. Alright, so that's good. That's taken care of. Now we can go ahead and put our CPU back in. We can go ahead and grab that. We're going to go ahead and put some thermal paste on it as well. I'm sorry for truck noises in the background. They're doing deliveries and stuff over at the gas station across the street from where I am. We're going to plug in our SSD. We're going to plug in our 24-pin adapter. We're going to plug in our case fans and our I/O panel, and we're going to go and reinstall our RAM and our graphics card. Just like that. I'm going to plug in the graphics card. And now we just got to put the case back together. And we got to boot it up. And we might even run for viruses. Let me check the email real quick. We can... It's urgent. I've never cleaned it out. Okay, so we cleaned it out already. There's no need for virus check. So we can go and shut that down, and then all we gotta do is plug it into the put it in the area. So click that. We got 5 stars. Let's go. Got our bits. We got 16. Another 16. Sorry, another 1060. Got a couple of different power supplies. A gun near 100. Is that a board? I think that's a board, right? And then we got the white esports edition freezer 33. Okay, cool. This guy should be all set. I'll put that over there, and we can collect that. And then we got to take care of this motherboard one here as well now too. And we also obviously have to clean it out because it looks looking very dirty. So we'll have to. This time we will have to take the SSD out, because that is apparently, actually it might be that hard drive underneath there. You know, it probably is the hard drive, because I think it would say SSD if it was the SSD. I'm gonna just real quickly test it too. I'm just gonna see. Yeah, see that's perfectly fine. I completely forgot that I installed the auto cable, and this is beautiful. I love that. Apparently I have auto cable. I don't remember buying auto cable, actually. That's a funny thing. Okay, let's unplug all of this. We're gonna unplug that. We're gonna take out our CPU. And we're gonna unplug these because these plug themselves in. That's the only downside to the auto plug-in, because like sometimes when you put the board in there, everything automatically plugs into the board that can. So like if you're not quite ready to, like if you need to take the board out for a reason, you gotta then also remove the cables. You can't just remove them by taking off the board. You gotta do the cables first. All right. While it's in this state, actually, I need to take off the hard drive, huh? I'll take the hard drive out, and while it's in this state, I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice little deep clean here. All right, it's looking a lot better now. It looks very mighty clean. We're going to go ahead and put our new board in there, which is going to be this H170 MTech Plus right there. We'll place this in here. And we will put the hard drive in there as well before we forget to, because we can do that as well. We'll put this in there. I don't think it's going to count until I plug it in, so it's going to stay red for a little bit. We'll do that. We'll plug in our new, I think it was a terabyte, right? Yep. Put the terabyte in there. Plug in that terabyte. Make sure that works. Plug in our motherboard here. Interestingly enough. Okay, there we go. It finally just updated. Okay, so we did in fact plug everything we needed to. So let's go ahead and put our CPU back in. We'll put the RAM back in. Put some thermal paste on that CPU. Put our esports cooler back on. Or no, it's not esports. It's just the one. And then we'll put the card back in as well. And we don't have to plug the card in because it's a smaller card that doesn't require as much power. It's only a 290, so we're good to go with that. I am going to go ahead and put the PCI lock back on, however. We're going to put the side panel back on. And the side panel here. And I'm going to check the email real quick for if they wanted virus check. Total V. Okay. Nope. It's just the dusting. Yes, that's right. We got to plug in the USB drive, huh? Wow, my voice just died right there. That was beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm doing this like a couple hours after I just got through an SMP stream. So this is actually my voice has pretty much already been used up for the day, so and I just realized, why would I have to do a virus scan if it's a new hard drive? So I guess that makes sense. All right. There we go. This guy. Okay, now this guy wants me to do something. Just writing to say that the alternate repair session had no effect. It's most likely that you conducted the healing ritual incorrectly, but that's okay, you're a novice. I'm going to kill this guy. Instead, I'll send my computer into your workshop so you can work on it by hand. On the condition that you conduct the appropriate rituals to ensure that any physical changes don't affect the positive energy of the machine as a whole. The rituals, this guy is nuts in the brain, dude. The rituals can be conducted as before, but with the following addition to hopefully make it more effective for a beginner such as yourself. I hate this guy so much. Or it's Hazel, so it's probably a girl, huh? Healing, unless it's just like a, I don't know, unless it is a guy. Is Hazel a guy's name? I have no idea. Healing crystals should be arranged around the machine to create an energy grid. This should really help in manifesting your goals and intentions. If you don't have a crystal merchant nearby, you may have to get creative. Wristwatches and many electronic components contain crystals, so these will do in a pinch. No, that's not the case. Well, wristwatches, if they're expensive, maybe, but electronic components, no. There's just 0 crystals in there. What do you want anyway? Besides, you're gonna have to make me figure that out. Okay. Well, we got some new stuff anyway. Timbo's still waiting for his money. What do we exactly have for We only have the one job today, huh? Wow, interesting. We're doing pretty good, aren't we? All right. Day 3. Go to work. All right. Light on. I'm very sorry for all the truck noises in the background. Alright, so this guy is literally gonna make me figure out what's wrong. It's dusty, I can tell you that much. I guess we're gonna start off by trying to turn it on. What is the problem with it? No CPU found. And on top of that, the cooler ain't even flipping spinning. That's just beautiful. He's got a 3900, so we'll have to buy that for him. CPU processor 39. We'll need to do a 3900. And then we'll do the thingy here too. We'll do it for next day. We'll save some money that way, and there's no actual like thing needed right away. So there's no stamp on the date or anything. But that's kind of that's it. That's the job. That's the job we can do right now. That's literally all we can do at the moment. So I guess now we're just gonna accept some other stuff. How do I send an email? Google, how do I send an email? Please Google, how do I send an email? Why isn't this working? Help! Email help for seniors! Computer classes! Sent from EasyMail. Okay then! Alright. I wish to thank you for your assistance while I was held at Chichester International Airport. I was to send your reward money via my attorney, Brian Eagleston, who I believe you have been in contact with. Yeah, he owes me like $4,000, but I have chosen to write you personally. Your quick and excellent work made all the difference to my case. I will gladly approve your reward money, although I must ask one last thing. Gosh darn it! The computer you built is not quite powerful enough for me to play League of Legends. Why do you want to play League of Legends? You're a flippin' attorney, dude. They literally told me it didn't have to be that big. Fine. I will make your computer play League of Legends. What do you got? A 6700K? That's great. What do you need for a graph? What do you mean you can't play League? What do you need to run League of Legends? A 1066 gigabyte. That's what I need. A 1066 gigabyte. That's what I need to upgrade. Alright, what's the cheapest one? 3333336. Right here. This is what I need. Add to cart. Next day. Buy now. Okay, it's Bruce now. We got Bruce, I am over the cliff edge, hanging on dear life above the abyss of despair, as the world hurls and stones and treads on my fingers. Yes, I am doomed, and by extension, literature is doomed with me. Okay, dude, what do you need? Oh, okay, you're not going to tell me. It no longer turns on. Alright, that's fine. I'll accept that. We'll figure out what the problem is. This guy needs a PSU and some RAM. 8 gig, 2400. And a 350 Power King. Alright. Okay, power supplies. 350. And the G-Skill Flare X. G-Skill Flare X. Right there. Just one stick, right? Yeah, okay. So we'll do that. We'll buy next day, buy now, accept. Okay. And then this guy wants a whole new PC that can play Euro Truck Sim. Alright, cool. This is great. We'll go to Euro Truck Sim. We'll see what it needs to run. Oops. At the minimum spec. So he needs... Well, first things first, we need a case. So we'll grab the Silverstone. Grab a 300 power supply. We'll grab just a regular hard drive. It doesn't have to be that fast. It just needs to run the game. You need an R9 370. And it needs to be at least 2 gig. So, you know what? It's $5 more. We'll buy him the 4 gig. It's actually a decent chunk faster anyway, so then we'll need to buy him at least 4 gigs of RAM. We'll buy him the cheap AM4 board, the Mortoni Thermal 100, and we need a 1200. And we're going to go next day, buy now, click that, close that, and accept. So we got some jobs lined up for us tomorrow. That's great. At least we have something to do. So we'll go and turn that off. And we'll go ahead and place this right over here to start the day tomorrow. And we're going to go ahead and end the day. Day 4! Go ahead and grab that. Turn the light on. Turn the PC on. Go and grab the PC case. Put it right over there. And we're going to go ahead and place the new CPU in here. I believe it was at 3900 right there. Go ahead and put the thermal paste in. put the new Mortoni thing in. Go ahead and plug that in. And we don't really have to. But we're going to go ahead and take care of the air can anyway, because it's very dirty inside. Alright, that's all good. Now we got to put the side panel back on. We'll go ahead and power it up, and we'll see if there's anything else we need to worry about. Eureka! It works. Place that there. We'll go ahead and click on that. We'll collect that. Got our 5 stars. Cool. This guy needs the League of Legends, which it can already play. All we have to do, literally all we have to do is boot it up. Somehow I knew it could run League of Legends. There was no problem with that. I got $4,000 by turning a computer on and back off again. I bought a 1060 Zotac Mini for absolutely nothing. I love this game. I flippin' love this game. I flip it. It's the best game. No 3D Mark score, go away. Screw it. I'm putting it in my rig. I've got a pretty I got a 970 gamer. I'm putting the stupid card in. I'm putting the flippin' 1060 in there. I'm not letting this 1060 go to waste. It's just not happening. I cannot afford. I just bought that for like a couple $100, assuming that the guy needed it. So we're making good use of it. Alright, cool. I gotta plug that in now, huh? Alright, cool. Now we can say that we've used it to our advantage. Alright, let's see here. This guy needs a new CPU. We'll go ahead and, what does he got? 4620? 4620 right there. Next day, buy now, accept. Alright, this guy needs the Euro truck, that guy needs the PSU and RAM, and that guy needs to not have a broken computer. Alright, this guy wants the Euro Truck Simulator, so we're going to start with that. It's on my desk already. We're going to put the motherboard in here. Perhaps the not broken one. Why is it that an MATX board has more screws to screw in? Like, realistically, you only need 4 screws. All you need is 4 screws to plug in this dang motherboard. Or to at least keep it steady. Like, that's it. All you need is 4. Because as long as you're not planning on using that second one, I don't think this board has SLI support or Crossfire. So there's absolutely no need to plug a second graphics card in there. The only time you would use that slot is if you need like a Wi-Fi card or something. Because I don't think this board supports Wi-Fi right off the bat. Go ahead and put our 1200 in there, wherever that is. Why not? Oh, it's not compatible. What? What do you mean it's incompatible? Oh, I bought the flippin' LGA one. I'm so bad. This is not good. I had to take this out again. All right, I got the board. It's the MTech Plus A320M. That's what we want. Apparently, that's my only AM4 board I can grab, because every other board apparently I haven't unlocked yet. I thought I would have had that. Like, the thing is, on my other profile, I always used like the really cheaped out motherboard that's like MATX, and it's an AM4 board. But apparently that's unlocked later down the road, even though it's flipping cheaper. It's so annoying. Alright, close that up. Put the stupid thermal paste in. Alright, we'll open up the back side now. We gotta put our power supply in there. We'll put our 300 in there, because that's what I think we had for this guy. The 350 I think is a replacement for somebody else's. We'll go ahead and put our 120 storage device in here. And we'll plug that in, along with the motherboard itself, CPU power, our case fan, as well as our I/O panel. And then we got to start working on the memory. Put the 4 gig stick in there. Put the graphics card in there. I got to take out the lock first, though. We'll go ahead and put our our stick of, I'm sorry, our graphics card in there. I'm gonna sell all broken real quick, just so I can get it all out of my inventory. We need to put the 374 gig in there, I believe it is. And then all we gotta do is put it together. Go ahead and close this up. Go ahead and put the side panel back on. And you just put the OS on there as well. So we'll turn that on. While that's doing its thing, we're gonna go ahead and put our next job. Oh, it's a nice looking case actually. We're gonna put our next job on the table here. Nothing else I need to worry about, right? Yeah, okay, it's just one of those planned ones. It's only 150 bucks for labor though. That's kind of annoying. That's fine. Alright. Put that there. We'll oh no, never mind, this is this one. My budget was $17.50. That's funny. The labor was $310. That's a lot better sounding. 4 stars? What did you want? Oh, Seagate parts, that's why. I bought him an easy store. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Didn't really affect it too much. I got the GTX Overclock Edition for 1060. That's fine. Alright. I need to diagnose the other computer, but I'll put that up here just to get ready. Oh, they got really similar cases, actually. Well, not really. I think this one's an NZXT case. We need to replace the PSU and the RAM. So we'll take the RAM out. And we'll take the back cover off. And we'll take the PSU out. We gotta unplug. Oh my god, those are bright red cables. They're literally glowing. What the heck is going on? I don't have to. What am I doing? I'm removing things I don't need to remove. Alright. We'll take the Power King out. The Power King 350, I believe it is. Yep. And that's what this is going to. So we got to go to our working one. We'll put that in. Why? That's another thing. It keeps trying to plug in the PSU before I put the mount back on. I wish it would wait until I put the mount back on. I'm really stoked for the second one, too. I'm really stoked for PC Building Simulator 2. Because let's be flipping real here. Once PC Building Simulator 2 comes out, that's probably what I'm going to switch over to. I'm probably going to start playing more of that than this. Because, with PC Building Simulator 2, literally you can work on individual components. You can, like, decorate your PC case. And you can, there's so much more in-depth you can go with that game. You can, like, actually fix individual components. Or attempt to, anyway. Fun fact, I'm good at building computers. I'm not so good at, I'm good at fixing them. I'm good at discovering what problem or what part is broken and getting another replacement. But I'm not good when it comes to actually fixing individual components to make them up and working again. So I actually don't really know how that's going to go out for me. I mean, who knows? Might be a good way to learn. I'm going to check the email real quick. Plastic red cables might look nicer. Okay. That's fine. I don't think I have red cables, though. So let's go and go to the cable shop and buy some plastic red cables. And we're going to have to redo all of this. So we'll go ahead and unplug that. Go and unplug. That's already red, so I don't gotta worry about that. But this I gotta get rid of. Alright, so now I got rid of all the cables. I think, right? Right? Yeah, okay, cool. I got rid of all the cables that are necessary. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the red cables now. Red, red. Alright, cool. I don't know why you want red, though. Red does not look good with purple. I don't know why people think that's the case. It just isn't. Red and purple do not go well together. Purple's like the anti-red. It just doesn't work. Alright. Plug that back in. Make sure everything's plugged back in. And this should be good. Alright, place that in there. Collect our payment. Got our 5 stars. You've unlocked CPUs and motherboard with overclocking functionality. This means that you can overclock the CPU in the motherboard's BIOS. Oh, okay. That's cool. I don't really care. I really haven't had the need to overclock CPUs at all, so I guess it really doesn't matter. Alright, well, we leveled up. That's cool. Go ahead and discard that. This guy still needs me to diagnose his computer. And I believe this is the last job, right? For the day? I don't believe there's any other jobs I can worry about. Yeah, okay. So we'll just worry about this one then. This one needs diagnose. I can't turn it on. Which leads me to believe either one of two things. It's a motherboard issue, or it's a power supply issue. And I'm willing to bet, and I'm hoping it's the case because it's the easier of the two to fix. I'm hoping it is the power supply. Because if it's not, that means we gotta take the entire motherboard out by taking all the other components out. It is not a power supply issue. Meaning I have to go through the entire trouble of taking every last component out of this stupid case. So, first things first, I gotta put the shroud back, the PSU mount back on. Alright, so I guess now we gotta take step 2 initiative, and I gotta take all this out. Alright, I got the motherboard off, let's go. I'm putting it's a H170 M-Tech, my favorite budget board. So we're gonna go ahead and, go ahead and add that to cart. So you know what? Screw it, we got money. I'm gonna go same day. And we're gonna go ahead and put the new board in. And we're gonna hopefully not have to worry about anything else. There's only one hard drive, and it didn't say there was a problem with the hard. At least it didn't. The guy himself didn't tell me there was a problem with it. So I'm hoping that there isn't. Go ahead and plug our CPU in. Drop that in carefully. We're gonna go ahead and put our thermal paste on. We're gonna put our Mortonium, thermal 100, which is pretty much a stock cooler for both LGA and AMD. So realistically, it's just like a really cheap fan that doesn't do a whole ton of work. And on top of that, it's one of those ones that just you push down and it doesn't require a single screw. It's kind of nuts. I don't know how that's even not, like, the ones that don't require a screw. I wonder if it even like prevents, you know, bubbles from getting under like the CPU, like the cover of like the cooler. I really do worry about computers with stock coolers because it just doesn't seem like it's applying as much pressure as if you were to screw it down with actual, like, you know, muscle force. Not to the point where you break the board or anything, but I still feel like it would do better than just pushing it down with plastic push pins. So I think we need an OS. No, we don't. I'm being stupid. It's not the hard drive. That was the issue. Alright. Collect that. Got our 5 stars. This guy needs a new CPU, which is in transit. We only have one job again tomorrow. That's great. Alright, put that away. We have $5,300 now. That's great. Day 5. And the final day, by the way. We finish this day, we're done for the episode. We got the CPU. You got this. You gotta take these big 4 screws off. I love my case, by the way, because my case has no screws whatsoever. I paid $45 for this big monster case that has 0 screws required. Not a single screw goes into this case. It's just a magnetic covering. Both the back panel and the front panel have magnets on them that just stick right on the case, and it's great. I love it. Because it requires so much less muscle power to take things apart. The only downside is that, like, in doing something like that, like, I find that it's harder to keep them on when you're trying to make sure that if you have like a bunch of cables that need trying fitting in a certain area, like my cable management in the front looks fine, but I pretty much shoved everything else in the back. So like being able to get the back panel to stick on with a magnetized back, and not have it pop off because of the actual amount of pressure it's putting on the cables that are just stuffed back there. Like, that's the only downside, is I gotta make sure that it doesn't just pop off randomly, which it hasn't. I mean, it works fine. It's just, it was a pain in the butt to get it on to begin with. This guy definitely needs to get a virus check, because he's got so much stuff on his computer. So we're gonna go ahead and install a virus scanner real quick. On the bright side, at least he plays Grand Theft Auto. I mean, the game itself is great. I just hate the online. The online sucks. GTA Online is wicked grindy to begin with, and on top of that, once you do everything, there's literally nothing left to do. It's just a matter of just doing the same thing over and over and over and over. So, we'll get in here, we'll run the virus scan, and then we'll check for viruses. 484, that's a lot of viruses. Alright, gotta go ahead and remove that. And all we gotta do is take that. Was there any cables he wanted, actually? For that matter, I want to know if he wanted cables. Did you want cables? No use parts, and it runs a bit slow. Okay, so no cable requests, so that's fine. We'll get our 5 stars by just doing this. There we go. Sounds like a plan. This guy no longer needs my help. That's great. Bye. Hazel still wants me to fix this computer. What did you do? Oh, you want to remove viruses. I can do that. Replace PCU and hard drive in 10 days. You have a Easy Store 320 and a EVGA 450B3. Hey, that's my old one. 450. The EVGA one, actually, it might not be, because I think it's 80 plus gold. My 450 watt was 80 plus bronze. And mine was only semi-modular, so that's already not my power supply. And then you wanted the hard drive, so we'll grab you the Easy Store 320, and we'll check those out for the next day. We'll accept that. This guy needs a new board and a hard drive, so you need a 8th. Okay, you want that one, and you want the... You got 2 of them. I'm assuming your Mortoni is the one that you want fixed. So we'll buy a 250 one. We'll do that. And then we'll do the motherboard. So we'll do the where is it? Right here, A320M. Oops. Did not click for whatever reason. So we'll hit that. We'll hit next day, hit buy now, accept. And this guy needs a PSU and a hard drive, which I've already bought. This guy wants a 3D Mark score. Buy. And that's just a part listing. Alright, cool. So that's all set. We got no other jobs in the office. We are set to end off the week. End day. And we are set. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to keep on schedule. I did just make a new stream schedule. I said it in the Child SMP stream, but for the most part, like, it's not wicked important what that schedule is. You'll start to put it together once I start doing it, and we're going to see if I can follow that schedule for as long as possible, because if I don't, then clearly something's got to change. But these uploads are going to be like in between each stream, and if I miss an upload, I'm sorry. If I miss a stream, I'm sorry. Stuff outside gets in the way, and it's just, I'm a busy person. So for now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to smash that like button, subscribe for new, I'd love it at this channel. Guys, you got a Discord, come check me outside of YouTube. It'll be a fun time for all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did me. Hope to see you guys in my next one. Goodbye.